I don't know if it was the smartest movie to make your feature debut with.
First of all, congrats on the movie. I read this is your featured debut. Why was this film and this genre perfect for your debut? Why do you want to do this film?
I don't know whether it was perfect for a debut. I think it's a very polarizing movie, it turns out. But it was an idea that I had that never seemed to go away, and it was always there. And I thought it would be an interesting exercise to see what it would look like. I don't know if it was the smartest movie to make your feature debut with, but I was definitely compelled to.
So definitely the horror slasher genre, I imagine is not easy to manage because you have to know how to make it believable. So for you, what's the most important thing to have to really get people into the mood of the film and get interested in it?
It's a good question. I don't know if I'm 100% successful in even doing that. For any other film, I would say like, okay, just have very compelling, sincere and truthful, grounded characters, but those are few and far between in my movie. I think just trying to let the movie be what it is, not try to force it into anything else. From the very start, we knew we did not want to have a traditional soundtrack. We knew that we wanted to shoot it in a 4:3 aspect ratio, and we knew we wanted to essentially be with Johnny, our slasher, through the entire film. One of the rules that we set out was he needed to be in every shot of the film. So believing in what you're doing is always going to translate in some way to at least a portion of your target audience.
And what was the hardest part of doing this film as a director? And, what was the most challenging scene to shoot?
There's so much time to second guess yourself of whether what you're doing is gonna work or whether it's what you actually want to do. I definitely felt nervous and hesitation while in almost every step of making this film, whether or not we should stick to the original plan or add something a little more conventional, like throw a traditional like spooky tense soundtrack on it or something like that. So that was probably the most difficult thing is just sticking to my guns. As far as like just difficult scenes to shoot, I can point to a few scenes in particular, but almost every death scene was difficult to shoot in its own way. And the amount of setup that it takes and the amount of time that you have to focus on, getting almost like 2 to 5 seconds of footage, and you can spend hours preparing for that. So I think any kind of prosthetic shot and all of the deaths were difficult in their own way.
And I really want to know what is a piece of advice that you would give to other young aspiring filmmakers, maybe something that you would have liked to hear back in the day when you were just starting out?
Every part of the process is the hardest part of the process. So try not to let that get you down.